Hello everybody, welcome back to Keep It Real, episode number 27 now. So, bit of a different start to normal. I normally tend to start at the rented house, but I've made a bit of a head start just so I don't do another completely full of log kind of episode again. So you will notice it is 10:39, so basically just before pressing record. I've been to the land already with the new trailer, which is, by the way, probably the best buy we've made so far. That and leasing this front loader is definitely what's changing this series. But I have been there. I've kept the time at ×10. I've kept it kind of as strict to the rules as possible. But I have done a lot of the log loading. I haven't sold any of it. Haven't done anything more. Is that going to connect the right thing? Yeah, I haven't done anything more than just load it into the trailer already. That's all I've done. So I just wanted to get straight on with ploughing, if I'm honest with you. Just while I'm here, I suppose we better do the usual. I'm sure they're all doing fine though. So 728 litres of food. Are they still eating grain? Yeah, well, no, they're not actually. Nope, they're not at all. I'm just going to leave that for a moment, to be honest with you. Because the money's alright. It's not like we're desperate for the eggs, but I'd quite like to kind of dwindle that corn down a little bit. And we just jump to the cows. These animals eat so much food. They've got 1800 litres of hay still. It's fine, it'll do for a minute. But look, 1113 litres of milk. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it. It's a shame we're missing out on all of that manure. Anyway, right, don't need to do anything more here. Oh, see that duck started running away then as we drove up towards it. Was that just coincidence, maybe? Looked good. Anyway, let's head back to the new plot of land. So, pretty much in the last episode, you would have seen, I think, nearly every single bit of that, because I time-lapsed it. I didn't skip anything. The reason I did that is I just wanted to show I'm trying to do it properly. You know, I'm not one to use super strength. That's not really how I like to play it. And hopefully, you know, you've seen that. And like I said, I think in the last episode, if you've been watching me for a little while, if you followed me for a while, you kind of probably get the gist of that's kind of my thing, really. So, yeah, it did take quite some time to load those logs up. And to be honest, I have way overloaded that trailer. Like, absolutely double the amount it should probably have in it. I did strap it. It started doing some funky stuff. So I've kind of unstrapped it and just abandoned it on the side of the new plot of land. So it's probably going to be a job that we'll have to do when potentially we get a new, slightly bigger tractor, which now I feel like won't be too long. Now, I did have some comments, and I pretty much agree. I think it was Ben the Cat who said the Mahindra is just absolutely awful, and it really is. You know, I'm trying to do it justice. I'm trying to be nice to it, but they are absolutely awful vehicles. So that will probably go once we've purchased a new tractor. I think that's fair to say. Now, here we are. Shut the engine off. So there's still lots of stumps dotted around. For a minute, we're just going to have to plough about them. And then, oh look, I'm even missing logs and all sorts. Well, that's annoying. Good job I've left that front loader on for a minute. To be honest, I might need some big heavy logs to stick in the front loader to help weigh the plough down. I'll have to see. But yeah, we're just going to have to work around these until I figure out what I'm doing. I do need to come and move that weight, actually. That is a good point. And I think jump into the Mahindra and just chuck those few loose logs over at the end into the back. Probably not worth anything at all. Just kind of need them out of the way. So I'm really excited and quite happy to be ploughing. This is a big step in the series. This is a really big step. And maybe, because I've kind of loaded the logs up ready, maybe I'll even get to do some planting in this same episode. That would be great. Because of course the next episode is definitely leasing and starting the potato harvest with that cool looking, yeah, incredibly tiny harvester. And that, I feel, that might be a big job. That might be a pretty big job. Right, I think that's all of the little bits there. Is it going to let me strap it? No, it's this bit. It's just, it's awful to drive and it's just awful to use, to be honest with you. We'll do it that way. Yeah, to be honest, most things about this Mahindra are actually awful. So it will go. It's become a vehicle that just doesn't really do a lot, to be honest with you. And you know what? I think we've been mugged off. 60 miles per hour, supposedly, top speed. You get anywhere near 50 and it starts doing 360 spins in the road. There is no way that thing does 60 miles per hour. Definitely not. While we're here, have a look at this. A couple of spare logs there. Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with how good I am at actually using that grappler, you know. I really am. I'm impressed with myself. But you can probably tell by the angle that will not do very well being towed. In fact, we'd probably have to remove some of the wood, if I'm honest. Yeah, not very good at all. But my main thinking was just wanted to get the timber out of the field, which we've done. So I'm going to potentially, I'll still talk. I won't time lapse. I don't like to time lapse straight into an episode, but I am certainly, while I'm talking, going to start trying to make some progress. Now, can I allow fields? There we go, without opening the help menu. That's good. My memory must be alright. Oh, I forgot it does this weird bouncy thing. I did forget about that. But anyway, I don't know what to do here really, because it's going to be grass. I guess it doesn't matter too much. But we're just kind of getting an outline going. I don't, for a minute, really want to be chopping down any more trees. I think I've done enough of that recently. Combined with Silver Run with UFG, I've definitely done enough logging for a little minute. I don't know if I've installed any seeding mods either, so I'll have to have a look at that. Potentially, if that's something we do get into in this episode, I might have to see if I can find something that suits the series, maybe, so I'll jump out and jump in again. But anyway, I hope everyone's well. As always, I hope you're doing good. Oh dear, I'm not paying attention. There's another tree there. Why didn't I chop that one down? Yeah, I hope you're all doing really well. So I did mention at the end of the last episode my voice is starting to feel like it's going, and I don't know now. I'm obviously recording this Thursday night, so I'm recording this before I've actually even started the roleplay story mode, and you would not be seeing this episode, I don't believe, until after I've released that. So I do hope it was a good episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I might have to improvise a bit. I say might have to. You may have already seen I ended up having to improvise a little bit because of my voice, and Mr. Javaskis is a tricky old soul to try and do his voice, that's for sure. I don't really have this editing software to amend too much of a voice, so maybe I should purchase something like that. I'm not too sure. I haven't actually made the amendments yet, but Northern Family Farms, I mentioned I think in the last episode you've seen, but give me some real good instructions of how to adjust XMLs. so that I could start giving the cows some silage as straight food, which is what I really wanted to do. So I will do that. To be honest, I haven't done it because there's no point, because for a minute I didn't really need to. They're perfectly fine surviving on hay. There's only a couple of them in there. But what I do want to do, and this is my two priorities at the minute, are, once we've done the harvest, of course, placing some form of wooden living accommodation. It'll have to be like an interactive one, just has to be, so I can actually go into it. Just because I like that, I just think it kind of works. Probably makes sense for this kind of series that I'm trying to go with. And then secondly, my second main priority is to change the cow barn. Now, I know I'm not anywhere near its capacity. It will hold a heck of a lot more cows. But I just want... It was perfect until I realised it didn't produce slurry or straw. Or, sorry, not straw, what am I talking about? It didn't take the straw to produce the manure. So when I found out those two parts, it kind of put me off a little bit. And I have been doing quite a lot of searching. And I have found something I want to go with. Now, it's not too expensive. Do you know, I can't remember what that cow barn cost. We might get a small amount of money back as well, you know. But it suits the series. It's certainly something that's still quite small, probably about the same capacity of cows, but it will produce all of the additionals I wanted. You know, I want to be able to come and fertilise this grass field using the manure which I've produced, self-produced, rather than having to go to the shop and buy fertiliser every time. So yeah, that's my second priority. And when I do it, I am going to change the layout of the yard a little bit. Where the cow barn is currently, that is going to be where the house is going to be. And then at the bottom, right at the bottom, where obviously it's potatoes currently, that is actually going to be where the cow barn is going to be. And I'm going to create a little kind of like a three-tiered farm. I know I've mentioned it already, three-tiered farm, a track going through it, and probably a little bridge at the bottom, so we can kind of do a full circle of the yard, which would be great. I need to forward plan access really for, you know, potentially small slurry tankers, a small manure spreader potentially. So I'm thinking ahead, but I am thinking about what's going to work and what's going to look cool, and I think it's going to look really cool. Right, but do you know what? This isn't coming along too bad either. It's one of the smallest ploughs ever, but the man kind of pulls it okay. It stopped doing that weird kind of bouncy thing. It only kind of seems to do that when you start in a field from scratch. Now these stumps are going to become a bit of a problem. Definitely are. I want to say, I feel like you can get a stump grinder that fits to a 3-point attachment. And if we're lucky, I mean, we might even get away with doing it on this tractor. Don't know. It's funny, we've got 29,464, which I'm pretty certain now, it's safe to say, is the most amount of money that we've had. But it's still not a lot of money. It's really hard to earn money because the difficulty is not easy. Yet everything still kind of costs the same as what it would if we were playing on easy. So it's just going to disappear. It's going to disappear so quick. That's barely enough money to even put a wooden shack in place, to be honest. And do I want to spend all of that on putting a wooden shack in place just to save £800 of rent? I don't know. There's lots of decisions. It's quite tricky, really, when you think about it. But honestly, this is going to be good though. This is going to be a big field. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to be a big field, and there's plenty of room around it. You know, where the trees are still, areas that I've not gone right up to, which would allow us to place in you know, a big bunker silo, and yeah, lots and lots of options. Alright, try and tidy up a little bit as I'm going. It's losing a little bit of grip, this tractor, actually doing this. When I pull into the actual field bit, it does struggle a bit. It is struggling. Oh my gosh, where am I going? What am I even looking at? Try again. It's a shame I don't have a kind of a front 3-point really, because I could probably do with that weight on the front. I also could probably have done with moving it before I started this, but there you go. It's typical goldfish brain. I'm sure I even said it before I started this as well, actually. That's just typical me. Now, this is taking quite a long time. This is taking quite a long time, but hey, it is what it is. We've got to keep an eye on the weather. Now, of course, I activated that rain pain mod 4 episodes ago maybe, and as it stands, we've not really experienced it. But I know things like ploughing, if you do it in the rain, it kind of penalises you in a similar way to, you know, you lose yield on a harvest, and I believe it drastically kind of destroys the equipment. From what I can gather anyway, so much so that we'd have another bill, we'd have to pay for the ploughs to be repaired. So we do need to keep an eye on that rain. This plough is ours as well. This isn't a leased item. This is 100% ours, so we will have to maintain it. It's looking pretty worn as well, you know. I'm pretty sure it was quite nice, new and shiny when we first got it. Now it's pretty beaten up. It's interesting on this map as well, you know, because it removes all of the like shrubbery and things, which is good. But that isn't standard, you know. The map creator has done that because normally there is a little trick. But I know that people do struggle to get rid of some of this stuff. Some of this decorative stuff that's been placed by the map maker tends to stay there even after you've ploughed. And there is a trick to it. I did do a little video of it a little while back. And part of me was kind of hoping that it still wouldn't work, because I would have done it again. And it would have been a bit cheeky, but I could have used it as a bit of a helpful guide. Might got a few little extra views in, you never know. But I don't need to, so it doesn't matter. Do you know what I need to do? I feel I need to look in the use section. What is in there today? Not a great deal. That's a good harvester, by the way. That is a good harvester, but it's 49,000, and as it stands, we don't have any use for it whatsoever. This here, you know, eventually, that's probably perfect. That's probably exactly what we want at some point, but certainly not now. Certainly not now. So that's great. Nothing of use in there at all. So we'll just keep on going, I guess. I don't want to get into the mindset and the kind of, yeah, the mindset of leasing big tractors. I think that's my kind of limit. I haven't set that as a rule or anything. I just think that's my limit. I think if I was to just go to the shop and lease the biggest tractor I could get, it would it would work against what's going on in this series, I think. So I don't want to do it. I think leasing something like a tractor is a bit much. It's fine to lease equipment which you can kind of run yourself, but yeah, I don't want to be hiring full tractors. Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't finished it yet. It's taken a while. It's taken a really long time, but you have to appreciate this. I mean, let's just jump up on top of our lot. Hopefully they don't all go everywhere. Great, all I can see is trees. This is a big plot of land, you know. This is going to be a pretty damn decent bit of grass for us to kind of continuously mow, convert into silage, feed the cows with, and sell a little bit extra here and there. It's going to be a good money earner. It's going to be a good money earner. And see how much room I'm wasting here if I did just get rid of these trees. I'm not going to do it now, but I mean, there's a lot of trees still left, aren't there? A lot of trees still left. So, I mean, this piece of land has easily paid for itself. There's no doubt about that. Definitely. It's probably paid off the other piece of land as well. And that's the reason I didn't want to start on this piece of land, by the way. Because I didn't want a head start like that. Not so soon into it. I feel like now's probably the right time to have a bit of a boost to money. But, yeah. Now, let's just have a quick look at the shop. Nothing really major in there. Now, I'm not chickening out. I'm not changing the time. I'm leaving it at ×10. But as you can tell, there's still quite a lot to do. It's not too bad. Not that much. but it is now 16:38 in terms of game time. So we may not even get the ploughing done in one episode, or in 1 month I should say. So now I'm at a point where do I, if I don't finish this, skip into the next month, have a bit of a rest, go home, have some sleep, and continue the ploughing and continue the seeding, or do I move straight into the potatoes? What I don't want to do is assume I've got loads of time, because as I'm kind of figuring myself right now, these days go pretty fast, and before I know it, if I delayed harvesting potatoes, I might not even finish it before the kind of right season finishes. So yeah, I'd love the fact that I've still got difficult decisions to make. I've still got money struggles. I just really like this series, you know, and I imagine everyone does. Anyone who's watching this now, I'm assuming you agree that it's a good kind of series, because that's why you're watching it. But honestly, for me, I just feel like it's good. It's got the right balance of everything. Oh dear. There's a tree stump there, isn't there? Must have went straight over that without even realising. Yeah, this tractor is struggling a bit. If it was doing this with ease without any concerns at all, I'd probably upgrade the plough size to the next one, but I genuinely don't think it will do it. It isn't going to pull it. I do keep checking in the used shop to see whether or not there is another tractor come up cheap, because that would be quite handy right about now. Okay, cool. So I just clipped that last bit. It's a new day for me now, by the way, so we're right at the end of the episode, but I'm actually just finishing this last little bit on, what day is it? Monday evening. Yeah, I've just edited the rest, worked out roughly what the time was, and jumped back in really quickly. So I thought I was getting a little bit monotone, to be honest with you, when I was recording the first section you've just seen. Probably because I imagine it was pretty damn late. But yeah, so just jumped in, finished off the field. It's great, you know, that these are here, because now I can count how many trees I chopped down. Now, I've just counted them. I count 18 trees. So all the money that we've made so far, plus the fact that there's loads of it over there, was 18 trees worth. We have got 23 trees remaining, which we haven't even cut down. And as it stands, I've got no plans to cut down, but hey, you know, there's another 30 grand potentially in trees here, so at some point in the future, I actually joked, I think, in this episode, the last time I was playing it, that we might have paid off this piece of land and the original piece. We actually genuinely have. Plus a bit more. Plus even a tractor, I don't know. So anyway, I think we're done for the episode now. I'm kind of guessing we're probably about 35 minutes, roughly. But I am going to end it a little bit sooner than normal, just because it's, you know, I've had a lot going on. I'm a bit tired, and it's starting to get a bit darker in the sky now. So we're not going to get the seeding done now. We might get a little bit of it done in the next episode, but we're definitely harvesting those potatoes, and who knows how long that's going to take. Would have been great to get the grass in first, so that it was growing. And maybe that is still something to do. So as it stands, I'm undecided. Obviously, any kind of comments and suggestions might influence what I do next, to be honest with you. But yeah, either straight into harvesting, or we'll quickly seed this field first. I still need to do something about actually getting rid of the stumps. And just while I'm here, what I'm thinking, by the way, I've purposely left this area here, as you can tell, not ploughed, because this is more than likely where I'm going to put the old bunker silo. Yeah, somewhere here, I think. So we can cut the grass put it straight into the silo, compact it down old school way, and then we've got plenty of food for the cows and plenty of backup earnings if need be. It would be quite nice to get rid of all of these stones as well, to be honest, before we actually seed. So there is quite a bit to do actually. There's still quite a bit to do in this field, for sure. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I think this has been a bit of a kind of 50-50 or 60-40, 40% talking a little bit and then lots and lots of time lapse. I'm probably gonna use a little bit of reggae. I think I do like a little bit of reggae for the time lapses. So yeah, you've probably just heard it, in fact, a bit of reggae. But anyway, that's it for now. As always, thank you very much for watching. And until the next episode, cheers and gone.